All right, guys. So good afternoon, good evening, good morning. No matter when you may watch the replay of this or if you're catching me live, hey to those who are in the community, who are in the chat. Appreciate you guys stepping in for our Friday calls. Those of you that don't know, we do a Friday call for influencers, no matter what platform you are an influencer on. Just kind of shooting the breeze sometimes, but also giving some great insight on ways that you can take what you do as a content creator to another level. So we talk about updates on the different platforms. We talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. We talk about if our numbers are kind of looking a little wonky and why they may look a little wonky. And so there are some things to keep in mind as we go forward into the month of May. May the 4th be with you. So we have May the 4th. We have Cinco de Mayo. We have Mother's Day. This is also a time where people are doing a lot of gardening and spring cleaning, and they're cleaning up their backyard. This is also a time where people are starting to get outside. They're walking, they're exercising, but not just that, y'all. They are going into that backyard and cleaning it up. So they need what? Tiki torches and fire pits and all types of stuff, right? They need all of those things. But not just that, we need to pay attention to what's going on outside of the platforms that we work on as well. So before we started recording, a great point was brought up as well. There is currently a Chinese holiday going on 1st through the 5th. So you may or may not have been seeing less messages from brands or vendors that you may be working with that are over there because they are currently on holiday. So that's something to pay attention to. Another big one that came up in the news is UPS is laying off 20,000 employees. They are no longer going to be delivering Amazon products. Now, hold on. don't start screaming yet. Here's the thing. Whereas if this were another platform, we probably would go, oh, shoot, that means people are not going to get their packages. Here's why we don't have to fret like that. Something that we saw Amazon do a few years back was when things got a little wonky with some of the delivery services, Amazon said, hey, if you get a truck and start a business delivering packages, we'll work with you. We'll set up a contract with you. And we also saw them do Amazon Flex over the last couple of years, where they said, hey, if you don't want to have your own truck, you want to use your vehicle, just come, sign up, and then you'll come in. We'll give you the packages for you to deliver. Interesting. Too bad my blood can't drive. Listen, so this is a great opportunity for some people because we know that right now people are kind of in a weird space with some companies and jobs laying off large numbers of people. But also, we know that with the platform of Amazon, y'all, we don't really have to stress when it comes to that. that we don't really have to stress about that particular part because UPS, them delivering packages, we get it. Okay. It definitely takes the load off of Amazon a bit because it gives them another way for their brands to be able to send out packages if that's how they want to do it. Now, we don't know all the behind the scenes of how they have it, connected so that way the brands can use either the Amazon delivery drivers versus UPS versus USPS. There's probably some payment system in the backdrop that really does play into that. But we do know that shouldn't cause us a big disruption. Whereas if this were TikTok, we can see a big disruption. Like with the tariffs with TikTok, we can see a big disruption because they don't have necessarily have warehouses here in the States where they're delivering things. A lot of their stuff is coming from overseas. So that kind of plays into our favor with being on Amazon with this whole situation arising. So again, you may or may not have been, getting as many messages as you would normally get if you have brands and businesses that brands and vendors that you're working with that are overseas because they're currently on holiday. And UPS, they said, we're dropping it, and they're no longer doing it. Y'all, we even saw Amazon when the shipping, the ships, I can say it, when the ships were held up at the ports, and they were going through all these things, and they were having issues with trying to find shipping containers, and Amazon started getting their own shipping containers. Like, there's so many things that started happening because they saw a problem. They said, we're not going to allow that to stop us. We're going to figure it out on our own. And again, that's how we got Amazon Flex. That's how we have the Amazon driver. So Amazon Flex, and you'll even see now, I don't know how legal this other part is, because you'll see that they actually have like rental trucks that they're utilizing to deliver packages. So I don't know if there's some partnership in there, but I've seen delivery trucks that were actual, like the rental van. I mean, when you look at it, you're not putting the mileage on your own vehicle. I guess it works. I guess it works. Have you seen anybody talking about it online? That part. Or have you seen anybody kind of complaining about it online? Because y'all know that part. So let's go to the chat and see what it is. Yep, Mother's Day is the 11th. Just ordered 10 giant sequoia trees. Ooh, I love it. I copy paste my CC messages. Haven't received very many responses the past 2 days. I thought I copied the wrong message. LOL. So glad to hear it's a holiday. Yeah. And it started, for some, it started a few days before. Like the last week has kind of been like, you may have not been receiving as many messages. Now, I will say this. I started receiving messages from brands that I did campaigns with previously in CC, and they're reaching back out like, hey, we have a new product. We would love to work with you again. We often don't see that in CC unless you have like a good communication with that particular brand. Because I think behind the scenes, once the campaign was over, they no longer had access to like old messages or something. Like, I don't know how they, on their end, it was harder for them to stay connected to us than it was for us to stay connected to them, which is why we say build the connection, reach out, give them updates. I know y'all saw the update about us not having to post a link. I know you saw it. We saw it. Listen, it was posted in the group. We all saw it. But I feel like if we post the link, that gives us a better opportunity to stay connected to the brand because we're showing them the actual work is being done, as opposed to them just like, okay, well, I sent it out. I guess it's getting done. I guess it's going, something's going to happen. That part. Andrew says someone want to loan me a self-driving car for a while. Andrew, here's the other thing. Because at one point, Amazon was talking about using drones. And we haven't heard a lot about it because it kind of like the information for it kind of like dwindled off. But that may be something that they step back into full force as well. Because remember, they have the situation where they can put the packages in your garage. They had it where they could put them in the trunk of your car or something as well. That one I was a little leery about. But the one with them putting it in your garage was pretty cool because you can give them a special code. They get in, put the packages in, close it, and go on about life. So you're not just leaving packages out. But I wonder if that will be an option, if people will start using the self-driving cars in connection with being able to deliver packages for Amazon. Reach out to a brand on Creator Connection. It may be that could be a possibility, y'all. Again, because one thing we know about Amazon, Amazon is not going to give up. They're not going to quit. Besides UPS dropping 20K employees, they also ended the USPS contract a few weeks ago. So UPS is losing a lot of employees and revenue partnerships lately, which is crazy because it goes, okay, we got to look and say, so what's going on in the background that's making you say, okay, we don't want to work with y'all anymore. We don't want to work with y'all anymore. We're in a time where we see brands and businesses coming together and linking up. What's making them say, move in the opposite direction? And I know that there's been a lot when it comes to delivery services. A lot of brands have been struggling. What company was it that just filed for bankruptcy again and they're closing? Oh my goodness. And I saw the message like a little bit ago. Um, but they just filed bankruptcy for the second time and they were closing their doors. Um, yeah, I can't remember the name. If I find it, then I'll say it as we're going through. So, but it does make you think again in a time where everybody else is collaborating and partnering up. Why are they severing ties with these, and not just severing major ties? Because that was bringing them a lot of revenue. Antoine said, "Time to switch to Amazon delivery. I might make more money." That part. It also is going to really bump up the value system of Prime and having that 2-day shipping because you're going to be able to get less and less from other companies. UPS is not completely stopping deliveries for Amazon, but it's significantly reducing the volume of Amazon packages they will handle by more than 50% by the middle of 2026. See, and that's why it pays to have different people and different perspectives. It's because the message that I saw, that's what I was like, they were shutting it all the way down. Okay. Which is still going to be a big, significant shift for them. Mm-hmm. Stephanie said, I have been getting that lately too. Brands reaching out again on CC, but they aren't brands or products that I'm still interested in. That part, yeah, you definitely got to pay attention. They only have FAA clearance for so many areas currently. They actually fired one of the heads of the drone department. Wait. Who did? Amazon? He said they only have FAA clearance for so many areas. Is that why we haven't heard as much about the drones, them using the drones for delivery? Because I mean, when they first talked
Yeah.
about it and brought it out, it was like,
Yep. The FAA only gave them particular areas that they're authorized to be able to fly in. So that's why we don't have it across the country for everywhere, is because the FAA doesn't want to open it up nationwide because they're trying to hash out how they're going to take care of everything. Because if you can't see behind me, my drone's back there. But as drone pilots, we're required to keep visual line of sight on your drone. And for Amazon and Walmart and all the other delivery companies, they have to apply for a beyond visual line of sight waiver. And they've got their drone pilots have to go through the regular training for being a certified pilot, and then they have to go through additional training to be able to fly beyond what they can actually physically see. And that poses a huge risk for people on the ground because that package might be able to slip loose from the drone. The drone could go AWOL and just fly off somewhere. There's all kinds of risks and dangers that they have to mitigate as best as possible. So that's why it hasn't rolled out nationally yet.
thank you for that. Because again, when we first started hearing about it, it took a lot of people by surprise because we've been talking about the power of using drones the same way we were talking about the power of using AI and how it was going to be such a significant change in different industries. And there are some industries that are still using the drones. Here's another one: the little robots that you can drive them down the street and they deliver. I think right now they're just delivering food. But think about, what if somebody decides that that's what they want to use to deliver Amazon packages? Now, those little bots, I don't think they hold very much. They don't hold a lot, but again, it makes people think outside the box and really say, okay, there's other options. What are those other options? And how can I tap in as an influencer? So, yeah, y'all know drones, that's going to be a hot topic right now. AI is already a hot topic, but those little robots might start coming back into the conversation as well. 100% share the links for campaigns on CC. I'm relieved of the pressure for accidentally accepting campaigns and such and having to provide a link. That part. Um, that part. I also message the links. In addition to attaching them, I want to tell them I did the content and reach out for future collabs simultaneously. That makes so much sense. I'm not a big influencer. Asking the brands for likes is beneficial. Oh, that's something else as well. So we've talked about in the past when it comes to building the engagement on social media. And so if you are doing posts on social media, first and foremost, you should always, always, always be tagging the brands. And you can tag the brand as a collaborator, depending on what platform you're on. You can tag the brand as them being in partnership or them being in the actual video because it's their product. Tag them in the caption, but you should most definitely always be tagging the brand. Here's the thing: if you are tagging the brand, and if you are creating it where they can utilize that particular video or that video comes up on their social media, sometimes it adds to the engagement of the particular video. But you do have brands that will not allow those videos to show up on their page. Like, they're very selective in what videos come up and what videos do not come up. Huh, Cheryl said a drone would get shot down in my area. Be like skeet shooting. You know what? That part. Oh, Andrew just gave some insight too. That's actually, share, like shooting an aircraft. It would be a federal offense. Wow. So yeah, that does take things to a whole nother level protection wise. Because again, when people started talking about drones more and more, about us being able to use drones, like civilians being able to use drones, that was one of the biggest things, was how are we going to keep people protected? How do you, especially because they have cameras, um how are you going to do this, how are you going to do that? But yeah, most definitely. Ileane said the drone standards are some of the standards the company I work for is involved with developing. Oh, okay, Ileane. Yeah, the pizza delivery bots. And I think I've seen, there's been like supermarkets that have started using some of the little bots to be able to deliver. I was like, that's cute. But in my mind, being a city girl, the sidewalks don't always agree with everybody when it comes to if they're actually not tore up. So I just can imagine myself seeing a bot like flipped on its side and little wheels is just spinning. I don't know. I don't know. I think right now they only have certain areas they work in as well. Yeah, ABT, always be tagging 100%. Um, Andrew said, I'm a recreational pilot and went through commercial training, but not certified because the test is not easily accessible. Yeah, I heard about the test. I had, before it became popular, I had a guest on my show who was talking about how people were going to, be in a position to be able to start training to learn how to fly drones for different companies, because there were companies that were looking for it. This is how I knew about the Amazon looking for drone operators before they started actually putting it out there. I told y'all I always got my ear to the ground. So I've always been in conversations where I'm like, oh, that's coming up. Oh, that's what we need to look out for. Um, so we had that discussion, and she was talking about the certification process that people were going to have to go through. And again, as we're changing and shifting, I know that that's probably made it to a whole nother level. But there were people who were starting to build companies where they trained you how to um, fly a drone. They trained you and, went through the whole certification process with you. They trained you on how to take the test, because again, when people hear that there's things coming, they put themselves in position to be able to be in the mix. Are you serious? The testing centers are still using Windows 95 and NTPCs. Wow. Is that on purpose? Windows 95? Oh.
Yeah, it about tripped me out when I found out because I went through the Pilot Institute for my training, and I actually talked to the head teacher, Greg, there about it and explained to him about my eyes and everything, and he was the one that informed me. He's like, "Yeah, you're gonna need help because they use computers from way back in the 90s. Anywhere from 1990 to 1995 is approximately how old their computers are for using on that testing."
I'm wondering, is that so they can, well, I'm like, would it be safer with the older computers?
I don't think so. If anything, I think they're
I
more
think it would be less
vulnerable.
safe, wouldn't it? With the older computers, there's more coding involved.
True.
So I'm thinking maybe that could be a part of it.
Yeah, if they didn't have that white background, I'd be able to take that test lickety split because I've still got all my training. I stay updated on it all, but since I don't like looking at white screens because it kills my eyes, that's why I haven't gotten certified.
Mm, that part. Okay, well, it's definitely something to think about too, because we do have a couple drone companies that are NCC, y'all. There's a couple. Well, y'all know, everybody knows Holy Stone. You see a lot of stuff for them, but there's a couple different drone companies in CC. So maybe time for y'all to reach out to one of those drone companies and say, hey, yeah, I mean, even though it wouldn't be at the level, you know, where you're delivering something, but still, the conversation is being had, and um, that means that people are going to be looking into getting their own drones or getting new ones. Also, um, because there's a lot of drone, like it's getting warmer out. So you have people that are going out to the park and they want to use their drones and things like that. The repair kits for drones. So if you have a drone, get a repair kit and do a video for the repair kit. Um, the extra propellers, whatever. Like, I know I've done this with some of the like video doorbells. What are some of the things that, 3 things that you learn, after you've bought it? Well, you should have a backup battery. Same thing with a drone. You should have a backup battery. What are the backup battery companies that are out there that they can use that work well with the drone that you have? What's the kit? Now, most drones come with a kit, but if you're somebody that uses the drone on a regular basis, y'all know them propellers, they take a beating. Especially when you're first learning how to land. Oh, those propellers take a beating. They do. So definitely look into, again, where those replacement pieces are. Same thing. This is the time of year. Filters for your refrigerator, filters for your air purifier, bags for your vacuum, or filters for your vacuum. Um, New toothbrush heads. Y'all know we typically do toothbrush heads and the piece that goes on top of the water flosser. They should be changed out every 90 days. This is a great time to do a video on changing those out. So that part. You, you said the tall grass will destroy props. Listen, that part. I've seen some drone. I had a drone. I gave it to my niece because I was like, my brother had it, and thankfully he's a volunteer firefighter. But he had it and got it stuck on the roof. I was like, how? What? How? What are you doing? So he called his station, and they used it as a training, as a ladder training. I was like, sir, what are we doing, sir? What is going on? Uh yeah, that was the last time he used the drone. A mess. Stephanie said, I'm working on a multi-product video collab showing how much crap I can fit in my wagon. That wagon video, let me tell you, that's another thing. Those wagon videos, those wagons, if you have one, they're doing really popular. They're doing really well because people are using them when they go camping. People are using them when they go to the beach. Now, here's the thing with the wagons at the beach, because I've done a wagon video at the beach. Lord, it ain't for the weak at all. A wagon on the sidewalk, superb, chef's kiss. A wagon at the beach on that sand, especially if it's not sand, it's already packed it down, tragedy. We've done a couple videos with it, and it depends on what type of wheels they have on the wagon. And here's the thing too, the wagon, the brand will say, oh, you can use it at the beach. Don't believe the hype. Look at the reviews. Because some of them, it may say you can use it at the beach, but the wheels are not your friend. They're not beach ready. They're not beach material at all. Um, and I'm also a city girl. I can imagine poor robots not making it to the destination. What happens to the people is awful. Exactly. Yeah, city sidewalks. And I just moved to Wilmington last year, and there's a part of Wilmington where it's a straight, like a steep hill. Why? Who did this? And I think about it every time I have to walk up that hill, because I'm like, this is exercise. Why are y'all doing this? I can't do it. But we're also, I will say this, and I get, my sister laughs all the time because everybody is now doing more and more of the electric scooters and electric bikes. And I promise you, if I was somebody that was had no integrity, I would just stand outside and record people as they're riding by on their electric scooters and electric bikes, and just do videos for everybody. But I have integrity. Oh, to have integrity. I have integrity, so I don't do it. Uh, but if it's somebody who lives in the area, I may start asking people, hey, friend, can I do a video for your scooter or your bike? I mean, y'all, it's a lot. But yeah, uh, darn my integrity. I just, because this is the thing, we know that there are people, there are influencers out there that they still go into the store and do a video and look at this product and da-da-da. You're not even buying the product. You're not even using the product. Ugh. And we know Amazon, they can't post it. But here's the thing, they can't post it on Amazon, but they can post the video on a social media and then still have the link to the product. Oh, y'all, I can go with an old school term. It burns my britches. Listen. Stephanie said, make videos, take photos, pairing the products, drones, and backup batteries. Yes, yep. Whatever goes together well. Attract buys for cross products, promotions, and keep tagging up to 3 products. Exactly. And so I'm here at my in Maryland, and I've been doing videos all morning. I have some more videos I'm going to record, and uh I'll be editing before my event tonight. Cause I'm like, yeah, I got all the different types of product videos, and she uses different vitamins than what I use. So I was like, oh, I'll do those videos. My friend just shakes her head. She goes, I know you're going to do videos whenever you come because there's new stuff here for you to record. And I go, and I am. And I am. I love that they allow me to do it. So in China, apparently they use drones to deliver food. Yeah. And it's cute. The machine itself is not big. They're not big, but they're using them. And one of the things too, somebody had posted, now I can't remember, I want to say it was China, but it was a hotel. And when they deliver your food from the restaurant, it comes in a machine. It comes in a little robot. And you open a little door to get your food. Which is even more interesting because that robot has to go on the elevator. So who pushes the button? Make it make sense. Who pushes the button? Is there are is there a whole setup? Is there a special elevator for them to use? Like, so many questions, y'all. But yeah, they're using robots in so many different ways. I think China is probably leading the charge when it comes to them using robots in everyday life. China is way, way more advanced than the Western world in infrastructure and tech. Yeah, in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways. Um, Andrew said, I don't have sidewalks. You have to walk in the bike lane on the side of the road and risk getting hit. Listen, yeah, I came from a small town, and that small town, yeah, we got, it's street. That's it. That's it. You and Bambi struggling to get across the street. Everybody struggling. Um, Yeah, right. Exactly. Like, oh, here comes an e-bike. There it goes. Because I've done videos for e-bikes and for electric scooters that have done really well. And then I see campaigns on CC and I'm like, hey, if you send me one, I have so many places I can do great videos here where I am. And they don't send out. I'm like, that's, they underestimate me because I'm a micro influencer. But the videos that I've done for the e-bikes that I had, they still convert. And I've put those up years ago and they still convert. The video I did for the electric scooter is still converting, but they want the bigger influencers because they think they're going to be able to convert better. I don't know. Not necessarily. I wonder if it has a telescopic arm or a Bluetooth Wi-Fi signal. That would be interesting. Imagine being on an elevator and a little robot pushes the button. Yeah. These are
Now, now imagine if it does the old prank from way back in the day when we were kids and
just
just hit
presses all the
every damn.
buttons. That's emotional damage, like payback. Uh, I remember this riddle. The robot is holding an umbrella, but in reality, it is probably sent via a Bluetooth code or something. That part. That part. Because I'm like, how did you open it? But yeah. But we also have to remember too, overseas, they send little kids to the store, like little kids to the store to go shopping in different areas. So it's a much different experience depending on where you are in the world. Um, because the other thing would be, how are you going to make sure that my stuff is safe inside this little robot? Yeah, I watched it and was like, it on one end, it made me go, but are they okay though? Like, are the babies safe? But then on the other side, it's like, again, culturally, they train them up very early for many things, and that's part of it. All right, so we hit on a couple different things. We hit on the lemon eight. If you have lemon eight, we talked about it, I think, before I started the recording. If you have lemon eight, you should have got an email telling you to re-download the app because it is now powered by TikTok, which gives us great pause because we're like, we still don't have official word of what's going on with TikTok. TikTok has still been doing trainings for influencers, and they've still been doing like they're powering Lemonade. Like, we still don't have a clear definitive decision on what's going on with TikTok, and yet and still TikTok is still making some big moves because them having Lemonade is a big move. It's a big move. I want to see what they're going to do, how it affects or enhances TikTok shop. And you know what, Cheryl? I think a lot of people are like pushing and thinking about that too. Cheryl said, I said a year ago that Amazon will buy TikTok. And when we think about it, we think about haul. We think about, because when we looked at haul, what did we say initially? We were like, it looks like Temu and Shein. That's what it looks like, Temu and Shein. And it was their version of it. They've been promoting the heck out of haul, or trying to find ways to promote haul. They've been trying to get influencers to do video for products on haul. They've been trying to get us to promote haul and do videos of just Amazon haul as, you know, as a video. So they've been pushing a lot, but we've been looking at other things, and with everything that's going on with the tariffs, with everything that's going on with the companies having so many issues. We know that at one point USPS had to kind of pause on some of the products that were coming in because they had to make adjustments in accordance with the tariffs that were going to be starting up. Like, there's a lot going on. Here's the other thing, because not only do we see all of the stuff going on with the tariffs, we also hear about all the stuff now where China just spilled all the tea about these companies utilizing smaller name companies to be able to sell their stuff and just have their name on it. And so, or no name, you know, products, and then just putting their name on it and selling it to at a high markup. But guess what? That's, if you've ever been in retail, you already knew that part. People don't want to listen to you when you say, oh, you're just paying for the name. They don't want to listen, but it is. They don't want to listen when you say that brands, big name brands, also have small name brands underneath their same umbrella in order for them to be able to kind of play around in the market. They do. There's big name brands who had brands that were in Payless. Same shoes, just a different name. There's a couple. There's quite a few. Same shoes, same exact shoes, just a different name. And so when people would say, "Oh, these are cheap, they shouldn't be this price," they didn't realize that they were buying stuff that it was the same brand, just did not have the name on it. Yeah, and so it's the same thing in some of the other big department stores. You'll see big name brands, but you may see an off brand. Here's what I challenge you to do. Go do the research. Same thing with some of the brands that you see on Amazon. Do the research. Who's the actual company that is over that particular brand? And you'd be surprised, even when you go through the mall, all of them different stores, they're all under the same umbrella. There's a lot of them under the same umbrella. When you go in and you thinking, oh, how can they have a competing store right across the street or right around the corner? It's the same brand. They make money whatever store you go to. They make money. Yep. You'll see it in the retail. You'll see it in retail. You'll see it in the in food, in the supermarket. But that also tells us as influencers, when we tell you to look at competing brands, look at other brands that may not have that same name, but it's the same product. Look at those and do content for those products, because guess what? It's the same actual thing. As long as it's a product that's going to work. Now, I'm not telling you to go out here and get a bunch of duds and try doing videos for a bunch of duds, because that's not going to work. But this is where your comparison videos come into play. This is where you can have multiples of a particular product and be able to do some really great content with it and take it to a whole other level. Um, Yep, a couple of the products I promote are manufactured by different companies, but all owned by Panasonic. Yes, be a really good shopper and then share that knowledge with your followers. Exactly. So when I was working at Payless, um, when I was an associate there and working in management and stuff, I would tell people when they came in, I would teach them about different things to look at. Cause yeah, there's some things that are cheap. There are, but there's some things that it's not that it's cheap, it just doesn't have a brand name on it. But I would tell them other things to look at. Like, you're gonna look at your stitching, you're gonna look at this, you're gonna look at that, you're gonna look at the quality of the sole to see if it's gonna be something that you're only gonna use a couple times, or you're gonna be able to have these for a year or two. You know, it's a difference when you understand the actual product versus you just trying to make a sale. Makes a big difference though. Yeah, grocery is definitely guilty of white labels like General Mills, cereals, and Malta Meal. Yeah, that part. And we would always listen, we would get talked about when you had the bag of cereal. You would get talked about. Yeah, but it is what it is. All right, so we've talked about a lot of things that have been going on. Also, we have, again, Mother's Day is coming up. If you have not done so already, there are some great products, uh, some great things to think about for Mother's Day. But think outside the box, y'all. We could do. I saw somebody post on Creator Connection something for Mother's Day, and I kind of wanted to just yell at them, like just to send them a message and say, "Don't you ever post this as a good idea for Mother's Day ever, never again." As a mother, I rebuke you. I can't. You're not allowed to do that ever again, y'all. The same way that dads don't always want to get socks and undershirts and ties for Father's Day and Christmas, y'all. Okay, can we do better with the Mother's Day gifts? Granted, you said send the message. Granted, plants are, yes. If they like plants, plants are always a go-to. And you don't always have to do flowers. It can be an actual plant. It can be a money tree. It can be an aloe plant. It can be it could be a prayer plant. It can be, you have options. But can we actually look at the options? Can we actually know the person that we shopping for and get them something that they're going to like for Mother's Day? Can we do that? I get it. Granted, now I'll put this out there as a mom. When kids were younger, we just kind of accepted whatever because it was sweet. They got us stuff. We loved it. And as a mom, even when they're older, we still accept stuff and be like, "Oh, that's sweet." But can we go and actually? No, no, no. You're not. No, not saying that they won't want this or won't want that. But can you actually do the work to understand what it is they actually want? Can you actually ask questions? I know sometimes we want it to be a surprise. So this is the thing. I always get this tip, and this is a content that you can post out there. Say, hey, how do you engage your parents in conversation so you know what to get them for Mother's Day and Father's Day? Go with them to a store and look at the stuff that they pick up. Listen to the conversations about things that they want to do in the home. They want to adjust this, they want to do this, they want to do that. Like, those are some of the things. Like, I used to, when working in, especially working in retail, I used to tell men all the time, you want a cheat sheet for being able to buy your wife stuff that you know she's going to love? Take a piece of paper, write down these specific things. What are the colors that you see in her wardrobe? What size does she wear in dress, top, pants, and shoes? Does she prefer a high heel or a sneaker? Like I used to tell people, and they would come back to me and be like, I just got her like 3 things from the list and she loved it. Yes. She loved it. Look, uh, Andrew said, my mom gets half the stuff I get from Amazon. Exactly, exactly. Stephanie said, I understand what you're trying to say. She said, my mom gifts what she wants, not what we want. Exactly. Yeah. And they'll do that sometimes to kind of be that hint. The gift is about her, not the recipient. Mm-hmm. Andrew said, I used to tell my friends that all the time. I laughed so hard when they would be like, I can't look at her sizes, she'll kill me. That's why you're supposed to have it and then you fold it and put it in your wallet. So when you go shopping, you just pull it out. You know all the sizes. Because I can't tell you how many times I've had men come in and go, she's about your size. That doesn't help. That doesn't help. That's not well, she looks like she wears about your size and shoe. That's not helping. That's not going to work. And we do the same thing with men too. The men, like you're like, okay, they just get them a tie. No, come on, we can do better. We can. Look, Deborah said, gosh, if my boys were listening to me, I'd have a new vehicle and a new home and oh, so many other treats. Exactly. Exactly. Pay attention, take note. This, just little stuff. So we have Mother's Day coming, we have Father's Day coming. We also have graduation season. I'm going to a graduation this month. We have prom season. So all of the things, yeah, prom season. So we have white shoes. We have all different types of prom dresses. You saw all of those things start coming up. We have suits, men. There are suit campaigns. Reach out, get suits. Or even if you're not going to get a whole suit, get dress shirts, different color dress shirts. I know they don't do them as much, but Amazon does sell cufflinks. Cufflinks are really great. And if you are somebody who's into like Marvel, get the Marvel cufflinks. If you're somebody who's into anime, get anime cufflinks. They have them. They're there. The option is there. Yeah, plenty of weddings going on right now and they'll be going into June. And then, of course, June and July and August, that's summertime. That's a whole other. Listen, the tie tax, listen, there, pocket squares, the bow ties. Like there are so many different things, and we forget because we're like, oh man, we may not be doing it. Look, Andrew just put it up on the he put it up on the screen. Andrew, the tie hanger. If you get a tie hanger and do a tie hanger campaign, to be able to put them again, so many different ways, showing men if they don't have a tie hanger, how they can hang up their ties in the closet. If there's somebody that would rather have them in the dresser drawer, how to roll the ties up so you're not just throwing them in the drawer, so you're not trying to figure it out when it comes time to decide which one you want to wear. So many different ways that you can go ahead and use that content. Same thing for Mother's Day. So many different ways that you can go and utilize that content. Hey, said he's been modeling suits lately. Can you tell? This is the time to do it. If you have that, now here's one for the women. If you have that dress that you were a bridesmaid and had to wear that dress, listen, I understand. I know. Check to see if the dress is on Amazon. Post, even if you're just posting a picture of you in the dress. Again, it may be content you already have.
Tip for you. I
Mm-hmm.
know a lot of people think when it comes to like doing our suits and dresses and clothing, if you want to cheat to make your content, we've got the ability to do collages with Amazon or on Canva or however. Take a crap ton of pictures, remove the background. Voila. Now you got how many different ways you could set up collages or set up a green screen like what I've been doing. I got felt that I hang over this door right here in red and green just so I can be able to easier remove my background and then replace it with like a stock photo for out in the woods or whatever. That way you can give that different view perspective of what the clothes are actually going to look like out in the wild rather than just standing in front of a backdrop.
Oh, that makes a big difference too, especially because it's sunny outside, it's nice outside. Get those outdoor photos and outdoor videos. We were talking about that, what, either last week or the week before, and how, with Amazon utilizing some of those pictures, a lot of them were outdoor pictures. Um, Go ahead and get some of those outdoor pictures in so that way you can, if you're using creator ads, or if you're a part of creator ads, I should say, then there's the potential for them to use your photos. So you have that option out there as well. Um, Stephanie said, I'm laughing out loud for real. I am in my, for the love of God, please don't buy me any gifts because I get everything I want for free from Amazon phase of my life. But here I am in a group chat about shopping for gifts. I hate gifts so much, but this is my job. Listen, or if you're going to get something, again, just, just have a conversation. It's the same thing with birthdays. It's the same thing. Like, just have a conversation. Like, how many times do we hear couples complain about what the spouses bought them? They're like, I didn't want that. You wanted that. I didn't want that. You got it. And or what they say is it's for the house. No, it ain't. That's for you. That wasn't for the house. So this was definitely a much lighter uh, week when it came to some of the content bringing brought it up. I hope you have started, preparing for this month, because remember, when you're preparing, you should be preparing for the month before. Some other content that you should be putting out. What were your top sellers from May? I mean, from May. What were your top sellers from April? And what were your top sellers from May of 2024? So what were your top sellers? You can do top 5 to 10. It's up to you. But create a idea list for it. Create a collage. What were your top sellers for the month of April? And what were your best sellers for May of last year? That allows you to tap into what could potentially be great sellers for you this year. And also, it allows you to see if they're still available on Amazon. That may be something that you may want to do a updated video of. Uh, ooh, David said he has a deal he wants to share. Come on, let's go.
Yep, I got approved from Ahood. So basically, we are launching another t-shirt store, and for Father's Day, we want to give out a promotion where we have 10 shirts. Ahood already got one of each. But you guys, these are $5 each, and they include shipping. So literally, we're losing money. It's a really cool shirt. You can customize it for Father's Day. You could technically customize it for Mother's Days too. So take a look at it. Those are the two Etsy link. Please, one per person, because we are losing money on a deal. All we ask is if you guys get a shirt, please leave us a review after you get the shirt, because that's what we're trying to do, is grow out the store. Thanks.
Awesome. That's another thing. Shirts are always an interesting buy for Father's Day and for Mother's Day, because you have so many different great options that you can choose from. It's just some little cute messages. Some of them are a little more interesting than others, but that's usually a great one as well. So thank
Yeah,
you for
with the
sharing.
messages, sorry to cut you off, Altovise, but
Mhm.
these shirts right here, they can put any message they want. So you can guys can look up the goofiest or even copyrighted face, because we will do it privately and put whatever you want on the shirt. So it'll be really cool to have a customized shirt and not have to worry about any copyrights. Sometimes like you can't say Thor or Dad DeLorean. Some of those are copyrighted, but we can do it for you guys because it's a custom, privately submitted entries.
Awesome.
Yep.
Y'all great information. Thank you for sharing that, David. Because again, Father's Day is right around the corner. And by doing so now, you can go ahead and be able to kind of, get ahead of the crowd. Because everybody by the end of May into the beginning of June is when everybody's gonna really be buying stuff if they haven't already gotten it. So oh, you're welcome to Deborah and to Stephanie. Thank you guys so much. Antoine said can't beat that price. Definitely. That part. My mom will be like, what do I get the man who has everything or gets it for themselves already? Because I never know what I want for gifts. That part. Like I have it to the point where people will say, so for me, one of the things I often laugh about is I said to know me is to love me, and to love me is to have a French fry budget. French fries, they know, are my favorite. And so if you have a French fry budget, that just means that you'll just send me a certain amount and be like, it's French fry budget. And I could just go buy something that I want. Or they'll say, send me something from your list. Because I don't like to shop. This thing for me is I don't like to shop a lot. So I have lists, but I don't buy a whole lot of stuff off the list. I just add stuff to the list and adjust the list accordingly. So they'll just be like, send me something from your list. And I'll just send them over the link. Come on, Andrew. Come on. I love how we brought it back. We brought it back to the chocolate. Like AHUD needs a chocolate budget. Yes. Y'all, we're gonna get this chocolate before the end of the summer. We are going to get this chocolate before the end of the summer, y'all. We are wearing him down. We will get this chocolate before the end of the summer. I promise you. Yeah. And we working on it. But as always, I want to say thank you to Emmy behind the scenes, always doing some phenomenal things and working it out. Thank you always. Listen, we love how you show up and how you are able to take things to another level. We appreciate you, Ed. We need a Highland cow budget. Listen, no, we need a mini cow budget. Oh, they are so cute. Mini cows and mini goats. They're adorable. So I appreciate you guys again. As always, if you have any questions that were not answered in this particular episode or video or whatever we want to call it, if you have some questions, put them into the comment section. Tag whoever was talking about that particular topic so they can message you or respond to you directly in the group. And don't forget the replays are always in the group. Thank you out for the team, J-HUD. Now I'm just tearing it all up. A-HUD and the team who go and post the replays in the group so you guys can see them. I probably need a nap. That's what it is. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I appreciate each of y'all that come in and engage in the chat as well, because you guys always bring some great insight. And thank you to everybody who came and was a part of the first Fireside Chat. The next Fireside Chat, I'm thinking maybe we'll do like the last Friday of the month. That kind of fits, so that way you know an exact date of when the Fireside Chat will happen. So we're looking to have them do the part 2 of the Fireside Chat this month on automation, talking to you about the specific platforms that they're using. And we have a couple of people that will be on that there. Oh, Lane said he won't be there. Okie dokie.
Yeah, we're going to be out of town starting May 15th to June 19th. So if
he's going to be gone for forever. Oh, yeah. Lane is leaving us.
We take a big road trip every summer. So
Wait, in an RV?
no, we just do hotels and Airbnbs.
Oh my goodness, that would have been so much content, Lane.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, we're going all the way down to the Florida Keys. We're gonna spend a few weeks down there and whatnot. So
Nice. Okay, okay. Yeah, that would have been so much content. Oh my goodness, all of the RV content.
right. Oh yeah, that stuff's hot.
Look,
So if
Andrew
we
said that
wanted
still
to
can be,
do-
yeah.
So if we wanted to do some kind of fireside chat, it'd probably have to be next week.
Ooh. So
So
would y'all like to do the fireside chat next week? I mean, we would have to see if Jeffrey is available, and I think also Stephen had some good information to share as well. So maybe I'll do a group chat with you guys and see if you're all available next week, then we can do this month's next week. Because you're going to lead that one.
we're leaving on the 15th. So
Okay. I'll do the group chat and we'll check it out.
cool.
Awesome. Appreciate you guys. I will see you at 2. Don't forget, Elaine. Yo, there's so many things happening today. Ileane will be doing the 2:00 Logie session, you guys. So looking forward to seeing you all at 2. Y'all have a great afternoon.
See y'all at 2. Thank you. Great session, Altovise.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.